Sir, we may have Dr. Melchie Ambalong, one of our presenters earlier.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Thank you very much for giving Mindanaoans your attention pala, Mr. President. Now, I was one of the speakers this morning representing the consumers and the women's sector. The consensus points that we reach out of the 6 discussants are the following. 1, no to privatization of the Agus-Pulangui. Mr. President, you mentioned about inefficiency. No, because even if the NPC people are given the least amount of money from PISAM, Agus-Pulangui earned a minimum of 7 billion pesos annually. And so, in other words, in terms of funds, to rehabilitate, re-operate, maintain Agus-Pulangui, there is this fund. So much so that the people of Mindanao, we have discussed that, and presented by Congressman Climaco.
Can you directly go to the point,
Okay.
please?
Presented by Congressman Climaco, the setting up of a Mindanao Power Corporation to answer the President of what we are going to do. Anyway, those things can be arranged later. Also, Mr. President, you mentioned about rehabilitation. Actually, we're paying for rehabilitation from our environmental fund, the universal charge. The PISAM was able to collect 1 billion plus pesos from us consumers.
Can you directly go to the question?
2000. No, I'm just pointing out the things that we have.
Ma'am, I got the message already. But can we have the question?
And the second consensus point, Mr. President, is that stop the Leyte-Mindanao Interconnection project. The third is no to privatization of the power barges. The proposal was that there should be encouragement or development of consumer empowerment. And last, that the PBR of the ERC should be revisited and studied because it has caused the increase of the electricity rate annually. Thank you.
Can I just, I'm curious lang. May surplus, so there are surplus in the reserves from both Luzon and Visayas. They are presently interconnected. You said you don't want to be interconnected. You have a shortage. You can get from, once it's there, once the submarine cable is in place, you can draw from the surplus. Why don't you want to draw from the surplus?
The UP National Economic Center study that in 4 to 5 years' time, the generation that is being constructed in Luzon and the Visayas is not commensurate to a 5% to 7% demand growth of Luzon and Visayas. Leyte-Mindanao Interconnection will be constructed in 4 to 5 years' time. So much so that in 4 to 5 years' time, there is no power that can be transmitted from Luzon and Visayas to Mindanao. And that project will be charged to us consumers. In GCP, will spend for that, but we will pay for that.
Sige, pero sa totoo lang, ngayon may surplus. 4 to 5 years, sabi niya, wala. Kung nakakabit na yung cable previously, yung shortages nyo could have drawn from the existing surplus. Yeah. Yun lang yung point eh. Pero if you want to be isolated, and I don't know how many of you want to be that isolated, the ground will be changing. Yung premises nyo ngayon might not be valid then. And there is 15,000 megawatts that we have to have by 2030. And you have about 11 of that already. There's 15,000 megawatts that are needed by 2030 for the entire country. We have approved 10,000 plus megawatts have already been approved. There's another pending 3,000. So yung study ho nila may pagka-pessimistic. Things remain relatively the same. We will have the power that we need even by 2030. Thank you, Bob.